Ooh wee, Chef Buck LeDuc out here.
Chef Buck LeDuc made some flapjacks for this Sunday morning.
Yo, this
brunch.
Disrespectful, man.
What time did I roll up?
I'd know, like quarter after.
10:15. They're lukewarm now. They're lukewarm.
I'm gonna enjoy some flapjack live on pod here. Yeah, live on pod flapjack.
I've
baby.
got mine. I've also got myself a brew. I've got myself a Bench Creek Brewery Company White Raven Indian Pale Ale. This is pretty good, actually. It's not bad. It's not the best beer I've ever had, but it's pretty good. I want to make it very clear that before the podcast, I asked the engineer to turn up my microphone, and he blatantly refused because he said I only scream all the time.
Absolutely.
So he's like, no, once you start podding, you're gonna start screaming, and I'm like, all right, well.
The last two episodes, you've been like crackling out,
peeking.
I'm like, we can't have this again. So
no, that is true. That is absolutely true. I'm gonna get fired from my own podcast, probably.
You almost refused to watch a movie this week, so and only I'm allowed to do that.
Dude, it's real tough, dude. It's a real tough film. We're gonna talk about some interesting movie films today. We are talking about Tao.
Tao.
Gary Oldman is a house.
Why?
And there's a guy who looks like Nicholas Hoult, but it ain't him.
I thought it was Cillian Murphy for a second. I was like, yo, Cillian in this too?
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about Tao. We're gonna be talking about Lord of the Rings. The Two Towers. Yep. Two Towers, baby. Two Towers.
Gonna do a lot of trying to save face in this episode.
Yeah. Oh boy, am I ever, dude. Because I'm sure we lost some subs, dude. I'm sure we lost some subs for my review of Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh, fuck them. We didn't need those 8 people. Only 8 people that listen.
Then we're gonna be talking about Love, Simon, coming of age film, starring Nick Robinson and not Ansel Elgort, as I had.
No shit. Doesn't look anything like the fucking guy.
What the fuck are you talking about? Those two dudes are identical.
No.
Nick Robinson and Ansel Elgort. I think they're the same guy.
White people look similar, yeah.
That's very true. And then we're gonna cap it off by talking about a new horror film called Truth or Dare, which Netflix. Man, I don't understand Netflix's business model. I used to get it. I used to understand Netflix's business model. I don't get it anymore.
But it doesn't matter because people don't watch asylum films.
That's true.
Literally millions upon millions people watch Tao.
Yo, but if they put that fucking Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus onto Netflix, platinum hit.
Sharknado's on there.
Fucking platinum hit, dude. And people watch it, dude. People love Sharknado. So let's talk about Tao. So this is a Netflix original film starring Gary Oldman as a house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Gary Oldman
about that for a minute.
How long was Gary Oldman on set here? You think like 2 hours?
45 seconds.
It was a very short.
I don't even think he was on set. It's just they took the words from other movies and turned them.
Well, he's supposed to sound like a robot, so it actually does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
So this movie makes no fucking sense to me, but we'll get into that.
You didn't watch it then.
No, I did.
It's
very, very. No, I'm saying like the characters and their convictions make no sense. The film itself,
that's absolutely true.
Yeah, the film itself is very easy to follow. I saw somebody post a review of this as like too difficult to follow, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Did we watch the same film? Did you watch it?
I feel like you weren't watching it because it's not very long and it's not about anything.
Yeah, it's not about anything. So essentially what this movie actually is about is that this guy goes into the hood and kidnaps a hood rat girl.
Yeah.
And then keeps her in his basement in like a cell.
Doesn't even fuck her. Which, man, I was really hoping that's where it was going. And I'll tell you now, you don't got to watch this movie, but I will tell you now that is not where it's going. Unfortunately, you think that's where it's going, but that's not where it's going.
You think it might head in that direction, but not quite.
He's using her like a Google fucking
like one of those
CAPTCHA.
One of those cars that drives around and takes pics.
More like a CAPTCHA to train their AI because he's training an AI.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that thing where what's his name? The guy who does the Tonight Show. What's that? Jimmy Fallon. There's like a clip of him making the exact same joke about CAPTCHAs on 6 different occasions in the exact same way. It's pretty good. But anyway, so yeah, he's using her like.
That must be funny for that Jimmy Fallon writer that just keeps getting that joke in.
He's like,
nobody noticed again that I got it in.
Yeah, let me sneak it in here real quick. Let me sneak it in. Every time he talks about captchas, it's like, how often you got to talk about captchas, Jimmy Fallon? Don't got to talk about that 6 times in a career.
Well,
this is the first time we've ever talked about captchas, and I guarantee it will be the last. So essentially what she does is she creates puzzles, and then her brainwaves are measured, and then those brainwaves are then imported into Tau, which is the artificial intelligence that this crazy person has invented. And he's
very abusive to it. It's actually quite sad when he starts hurting it.
Oh, when he starts hurting Tau, dude, I really don't like it.
Yeah, I do like. I had to look away a couple times when he was hurting him.
Yeah, dude, he's deleting the code, and you're like, man,
he was screaming. It was Gary Oldman. Imagine this: Gary Oldman's reading the script, and there's a part where he has some of his code deleted, and he's hurt by it. And Gary Oldman's playing a fucking AI house, and he's in the booth screaming. He's read the script, and he's out here screaming. He's like, "This is how an AI house would scream."
You know that Gary Oldman was even like, "Oh, was that screaming? Was that a bit too much?" And then the director was like, "Nah, it's perfect. That's exactly the amount of screaming we need." Yeah. So what happens really is that it's sort of like reverse Ex Machina, honestly, or like weird creepy dude brings somebody to his house to test out the new AI that he's been working on.
Yeah, it's just like
difference
why
is
does
though
he have to kidnap her though? Like I don't.
That's exactly
understand this whole plot. Like I don't understand like what.
That's what I meant by I don't understand the convictions. Because like, hey, you billionaire, just hire someone to do captcha puzzles.
Yeah, well, like whoa, what? I was out here. I was like, what?
Then you don't got to pay her off. You know, then you don't got to murder people. And it's like, does he just like having the robot kill people? I don't understand. Why does he kidnap her?
It's baffling, dude.
It is really bad. It is the worst part of the film because anybody could be testing this robot. It doesn't need to be this specific person.
I guess it's supposed to be a secret, but like, why kidnap?
Oh, just make him fucking sign an NDA. All right, and fucking sue him.
It's really crazy that somebody made this movie. Yeah. It stars our friend from It Follows, Mika Monroe.
That is right. That is the girl from It Follows. Unfortunately, she doesn't do any. She doesn't fucking row out into the middle of the lake and fuck a bunch of frat dudes in a boat in this one. But but here's what she does do. I'm sure she tries to fuck the robot.
She does.
It seems like she wants to fuck that robot, dude.
Like, oh, you Lando?
Yeah. Yeah, Lando, you trying to fuck robot?
Yeah, you Lando at all?
So it's like the real point of this movie is that it's supposed to be like full of heart because you're supposed to love the robot and you're supposed to love the girl.
Boy, I don't care about the robot at all.
But yeah, I don't. I just don't like it when Gary Oldman's screaming in my fucking ears. That's what I don't like. The girl, oh, well, okay, well, don't make her a shitty character. That's great. Now I don't care. Now, I'm not sure if you were trying to make Ex Machina or you're trying to make the Human Centipede or what the fuck you were trying to do here, but it doesn't work. The script structure is backwards. Like, it doesn't even make sense that somebody would write a movie with this type of structure. Because
it's weird that horror movies now are just like, not even like first draft Alec Garland shit. They're like first draft Black Mirror shit. And that's supposed to be horror movies now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking, it's garbage.
We'll talk about it again with Truth or Dare. That's just another first draft Black Mirror episode.
Of course it is. Absolutely is. So this movie, like, I think the big point that they're trying to get across is that you're supposed to like the relationship between the two characters. But I don't like the relationship between the two characters. And here's why. Because the Gary Oldman character is like, I will hurt. I hate. I'm a hate robot. I hate all. And then she's like, she literally one time is like, hey, you want to learn some stuff? And he's like, I am love robot. And it's like, what?
I love robots. I love trees.
Why is this AI created by this insane psychopath swayed so easily to just become a fucking hero of the day for this girl? Sorry, but if I were fucking developing an AI, I would probably put in a failsafe that says it cannot disobey me.
Robert Ebert loves.
Yeah.
Robert Ebert learns to love again.
Yeah, this movie is basically fucking It Follows girl falling in love with cancer-riddled Roger Ebert.
I will learn to love again.
Gary Oldman. Why? I guess no one else is hiring him,
inspired
right?
cast.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things where you're writing the shitty first draft and you're like, well, who do we get to play the robot? And they're like, how about Gary Oldman? And they're like, we could never get Gary Oldman.
Seriously though, who do we get?
Yeah, who do we get here? I'm like, no, literally, let's try and get Gary Oldman. And it's like, what do you mean? Oscar winner Gary Oldman. What do you mean?
Recent Academy Award, Gary
Prosthetic
Oldman.
nosed Gary Oldman. Yeah. And he's like, totally. I'm super into doing this.
Dude, you can tell that he liked being there.
He was actually seemed like he was trying, which
he was there for
really
a day,
crazy.
But he liked being there for sure. Ed Screen, however, did look like he was just not wanting to be there. Oh, is that a
person?
Yeah, he's from Game of Thrones.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because he's got zero personality.
He clearly did not want to be here. Not even for one goddamn second did he want to fucking be here, dude. Oh yeah, man. And the main girl from It Follows, she's fucking horrific, dude. She's so bad at acting. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, she's horrible.
It's baffling. However, here's what I'll say. Oh, the movie also, just so you know, this movie was directed by someone who like went through the industry through the art department, and he's been doing like visual effects for Avengers movies. He did Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Age of Ultron.
Well, the Doctor Strange stuff makes sense.
Yeah. So he did those movies, and for somebody who came up through some of the best looking movies, they're not good, but they're really good looking films. Maybe Age of Ultron is on the shittier looking side, but I think that's more a cinematography thing. But anyway, Those are movies that look really good. Why does this movie look so fucking bad? Is it because they didn't have any money or something? Because the robot's shiny.
Yeah, but it looks like it's coolly designed though.
Yeah, it's a great design,
which I think is more of what this guy does.
More his forte.
I don't think he's
because Tau, like the symbol.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's super cool. I just don't think they had any money to do any special effects. Like you see like an explosion or like a robot walking around, like holy fuck, that looks bad.
Yeah, it looks real. I like the robot. I sure like the robot. Ooh, I wish it was animated better. Oh, why does it look like it's running at 10 frames per second? What the fuck?
It was probably.
However, I think that in the third act, there is a little bit of heart that like you sort of hold on to. It's not enough to really get you invested because at that point you're out.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better
than the third act of Love, Simon, that's for sure.
Yeah, better in the third act than in the first two acts. Because the first two acts are just fucking nonsense, dude. It's absolute nonsense. And then this movie gets semi-watchable, but it's too little, too late.
It also like the stakes are slow.
Yes, slow. It's like what happens if she gets out? Oh, she tells people the billion. Oh, but okay. Well, then what?
His house just blows up.
Yeah, then his house just blows up.
It's same. I'm pretty sure it's same house from Ex Machina.
I also don't understand how the little tiny nano robot things that he has that clean work. Because apparently the blood. the entire code of the full AI is in each one of those individually. Apparently, I don't know how that works. Wouldn't it be connected to a network? You think it would be connected to a network, but apparently that's not how. It just seems too expensive. That's a big thing. Is that Tau just seems really expensive, dude. Yeah. Also, why is his house just in the middle of a field? Why does he have a big old fucking city ass modern looking house in the middle of a fucking field?
There wasn't even a driveway.
Yeah,
it's just in field.
Well, and every time he went out the front door. It didn't like open up to anything. It was just like he went out the front door into a hallway, and I'm like, that's not the outdoors, sir. That's not how you get out. He must have created a hallway so that Tau couldn't see outside. I don't know. It seems fucking weird.
What is outside?
Yeah, what is outside? Gary Oldman. Why wouldn't he tell Gary Oldman about outside? Like it's
what is person?
Why can't the robot know what outside is?
What are trees? It was like 90 minutes of that, of him asking about trees.
Just really mundane
questions. Nah, though.
What is a hair?
It's like it's not even like Hal shit where he's talking about love or anything. He's like, and friendship. He's like, what is persons?
This is like the Hal 1000. Oh man, this movie is fucking terrible. This is a 1 star. Is a 1 star for me.
That's an easy 1 star, and it's Netflix, so it's not surprising. But
yeah, exactly. Every time a Netflix movie comes out, I really want it to be really good, and you know what? Sometimes it is. Sometimes you get a Meyerowitz. Sometimes you get a Beast of No Nation.
Cargo was good.
I've never seen that, but I've heard it's good. But
Martin Freeman.
Oh, dude, I love Freeman.
Zombie movie.
Oh, I like that less.
He gets bit though.
Ooh, he does get bit.
Oh yeah,
I do like Martin Freeman as a zombie.
So it's like one of those things where you got a 48-hour countdown to do something because you got bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm out.
No, it's legitimate.
What's that one with the girl the girl's zombie with the plants? What was that movie called?
Oh, Girl with All the Gifts.
Yeah, Girl with All the Gifts. Yeah, that movie's actually pretty fucking dope. So yeah, Tau. If you're on Netflix and you see that it's there and you're like, ooh, I sure love Gary Badman. Do not stop and watch this film. It's very fucking bad. It's really bad.
Just watch Ex Machina again.
Yeah, just fucking watch Ex. That's what somebody like commented, and they're like, oh, I didn't think this movie was so bad, and I was like, just watch Ex Machina. It's literally this, but way better. Yeah, it's the difference between a 1 star and a 5 star.
Yeah, it's a different. It's because they have motivation. Like fucking Oscar Isaac has motivation in that movie.
Yeah,
he's fucking them.
Yeah, he's fucking the robots.
Fucking them.
Oh man. All right, so let's talk about our next film. Should we continue Lord of the Rings?
Sure.
All right, so last week we watched Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring, and I gave it a not as good a review as everybody in the world would have given it. I think it's okay.
No, I talked you off the ledge. You ended up giving it a 4.
I ended up giving it a 4. I was going to give it a 3. I do think the movie has pacing issues, though. And
it doesn't.
Because it does.
No, it doesn't.
And it's because it's 3.5 hours of one story. And that's where in Two Towers, they're like, okay, we see what's going on here. We're going to fix that immediately.
No, that's not what happened. But no, yeah.
It's based on a book. All right. I'm just saying this is where my mind goes. Because this movie works so much better because when you have branching path lines like that, like this movie has, where there's several different stories happening simultaneously, guess what you can do? You can make it 4 hours. You can fucking make it 4 hours, and it's complementary. Whereas I think it's a hindrance. The runtime is a hindrance for the first extended cut. I think the runtime is complementary for this one. I think it absolutely makes the movie
well,
fantastic.
Let's Treebeard breathe, which needs some time.
Oh, God,
That's about 8 chapters in the book. Is Treebeard just talking to his friends?
Yeah,
and like he does explain it in this movie where he's like, when we talk, it takes a very long time. And in the book, they really lean in on that point. It's just like 8 trees looking at each other going,
I love that
14 weeks.
I love that Peter Jackson was like, all right, I need somebody to play this Treebeard. And then someone's like, I don't know who we already got on payroll. John Rhys Davies? All right, just let him play 2 people, I guess. Which is the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
It's the right thing to do. John Rhys Davies absolutely should be playing 2 characters.
Get that money.
Yeah, get that money. And it actually means that John Rhys Davies is like the main character of this movie because he's not in just one of the plot lines. He's in 2.
That's right. Yeah.
He's in 2 of the plot lines. So, man, this movie is so motherfucking good. It looks amazing. And it introduces what I genuinely believe, maybe besides Ian McKellen, but I genuinely believe to be the greatest performer in this entire trilogy. And you know who that is?
Who's that?
Andy motherfucking Serkis.
Hell yeah.
Holy fucking shit, dude. He is so...
Boy, that's a creepy little character, that thing.
Fucking Smeagol, a.k.a. Gollum. Like, look, I've seen Andy Serkis. I've heard him talk aloud. He doesn't sound like this at all. Yeah. It's amazing.
You know what's very interesting? I've heard a recording of J.R.R. Tolkien reading Lord of the Rings.
Smeagol. Yeah.
And he sounds like that. He came up with the voice.
Fucking Serkis
just lifted it, which
Serkis did his research, dude.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're good, if J.R.R. Tolkien
that's how he wanted him to sound.
This is what Gollum sounds like. Then if I were Andy Serkis, I'd be like, well, that's by gosh, that's what he's gonna sound like.
I'm gonna listen to this one chapter that he read and is available, and I'm gonna just do that voice, and he does it fucking perfectly.
You know what's crazy about this movie is just like the attention to detail proves to you that Peter Jackson read these fucking books.
Oh, dude. Yeah, this one to me is exactly like the book. The other 2 are not, This one is exactly like the book.
It's a love letter. Like this movie is a love letter to J.R.R. Tolkien. They explore more of the world in this. Like there's so many different places that they go to. There's Gondor and Rohan. Yeah,
they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They fucking actually go to Isengard. Carl Urban just rolls up at one point,
and the extended cut has a lot more Carl Urban in it.
Dude, there's a lot
only
of
in
Carl,
like the theatrical cut, like very little. Little.
There's only like one thing. If I had to make a tiny nitpick about this movie, I don't think I much care, and I don't know why. I think maybe it just is sort of hindering to the plot, is that they just keep going back to the Liv Tyler character. Like fucking Viggo Mortensen keeps dreaming about Liv Tyler, and it's like, all right, I get what you're doing, and I understand that she's just there to give him moral support every 30 minutes, but we don't need it this much.
It's also like a modern movie that for some reason needs to have a love story. And that's what I really hate about The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Whereas J.R.R. Tolkien that's not the point of his books. His are about kinship. Like the Fellowship is about like, it's about him and him and the lads.
Yeah. It's about 9 dudes who like maybe butt fuck each other.
Yeah, they probably fuck, but like, we're not going to get into it.
Yeah,
and that's what I like about it. Is like these guys probably fuck,
but it's not important.
We're not gonna like Merry and Pippin. Fuck.
Oh, dude. Here's the thing I noticed about this movie that I never noticed before, and it's like it was really at the forefront of my mind watching this movie. Sam and Frodo are fucking each other. Like that one's not even a question. That's definite.
They're clearly gay dudes. I'm surprised that the gay community hasn't championed this movie more, in my opinion. They haven't like, Superman caped it a little more.
There's like a scene where fucking Frodo gets surprised by Sam and he pins him down and pulls out the sword, and Sam is like, "It's me. It's your Sam." And I'm like, that's really gay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. God bless these.
Well, that's why the relationship matters, though.
Yeah, no, but I also think that the relationship between those two characters is so fucking important because they are so like they're so close to each other, and yet they're polar opposites.
Yeah,
they're polar opposites. Like the way, especially, and I think this is why they put the character, or J.R.R. Tolkien put the character of Gollum in there, is to really lay out how different these two characters are based on how they speak to and treat this other character. Because Frodo loves Smeagol quite a bit. Sam, however,
hates him, dude.
Fucking hates him.
Calls him like smelly and he says something really funny one of the times. I forget what it was though.
But the most important part of that entire relationship is the fact that there's the scene where Smeagol thinks that Frodo betrayed him, and Sam takes him aside and tells him that he didn't, because he understands, despite the fact that he doesn't like Smeagol, how important the relationship between Smeagol and Frodo is to Frodo. That is so huge. Like, that is so insane that that's in a movie. It's very, very complex the way this movie works. I still think that, like, there's the one party of people who I think are just sort of there to be there. And that's like and I know they're a lot bigger in the next movie, and that's like fucking Viggo and Legolas and John Rhys Davies as Gimli, Legolas. Wait, no, Orlando Bloom. And fucking what's his cuck? What's his name? Aragorn. I think those 3 characters are just in there to be like warrior guys.
Nah, that's not what they're about.
I think that the Gimli Legolas relationship is fucking awesome in this movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's really
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's super funny, and like it's probably like Gimli and Legolas are the comedic relief in this film, because the way they interact with each other is just fucking hilarious. Like when he's like, I can't see what's going out there, and Legolas is like, you want a box? I'm laughing, dude.
That's the thing about these characters, is even in like such like dire situations, they're all pretty funny most of the time. They're still like Merry and Pippin are very funny most of the time.
Merry and Pippin are classic, dude. The scene where the scene where they fucking break into Isengard and then they go and steal all that weed and immediately start smoking it.
So good.
Yo, I'm sorry, is this a Dave Chappelle film?
What I like about the book so much is that the Merry and Pippin stuff is so much longer, and like they are just like spending weeks at a time just like sitting places and smoking weed. Pipe weed.
I do think that in the movies, those characters do feel like they're secondary.
Yeah.
Like it definitely,
which is unfortunate, because I love them so much. I think they're great characters.
I do think that this movie has a harder time balancing its characters than the first film as well. Because like in the first film, there was no main character in that movie. It was just 9 characters.
Yeah.
They had 9 main characters. Whereas this one, it's like Frodo's the main character in this one. But we also do have a really great plethora of other characters who are involved in this.
But they're all important though.
I agree.
Because they all do something. It's not like any of them aren't doing anything.
I never because here's the thing is I remember thinking about these movies last year and thinking like, man, Merry and Pippin don't really do that much. That's wrong, dude. They maybe do the most.
They do way more. They get fucking Treebird to fucking destroy Isengard.
Yeah. So like, I think here's what I love about this movie is that in Fellowship of the Ring, that's a 3.5-hour movie, and the best part of that movie is about the 2-hour mark, and then from 2.5 to 3.5 hours, it's just them sort of doing stuff. And like that's fine, and I think that's completely fine. But this movie is 3:45. This one, it's a little longer, not much. But the really good shit starts at about 2.5 hours and goes for the rest of the fucking movie, dude. It's like one of the most exciting hours in cinematic history because they're like, okay, well, we got over here to pop on over here. We got the Battle of Rohan, and you're like, well, this is the greatest thing I've ever fucking.
That's obviously awesome.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen. And they're like, yeah, but what if I told you? Hold up. What if I told you that simultaneously we got the Battle of Gondor and the Battle of Isengard? And you're like, well, okay, now I got to change my pants, you motherfuckers. It's an hour and 15 minutes of insane battles,
and then also Frodo infiltrating with Gollum, which is like another shit that.
Oh yeah, really infiltrating a Faramir. And that is fucking great. I love the scene where where they're like he's in the forbidden pool and he's whacking the fish on the rock.
Probably my favorite scene in this movie though is when they first roll up to Rohan, where Theoden is like under the curse of Saruman, and you've got greasy ass Wormtongue there, played by Brad Dourif of Chucky fame.
Is that Brad Dourif?
Yeah,
dude, I did not know that.
Yeah, and he's the fucking Wormtongue guy, and he's like,
dude, I thought it was the Crow.
Yeah, it's not the Crow, it's Brad Dourif of Chucky fame. And then like the wizard comes, and then they let Gandalf in, and he's like, he's just an old man with a stick, and he's like, no. And he's just like, that's when he's revealed to the world as the new White Wizard. Yeah. Saruman has been demoted. Fucking so good, dude. So important.
I love the character of Saruman in this movie also.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good.
Christopher Lee is so fucking good at acting. There's like that scene right after Treebeard and his buddies go into Isengard, and you just see him on his balcony. And like, I've never seen a more genuine expression of hopelessness and fear out of any villain. But the crazy thing is we have those 3 battles going on simultaneously, and you're like, well, obviously this is a movie, so they're gonna win all 3. No. They lose Gondor real bad. They lose
fast. Also. Fairly fast.
Yeah, and Rohan, like, while they did win Rohan, it was like skin teeth, you know.
Yeah,
a lot of death going on there.
Oh, so much death.
Isengard, like they barely fucking fought back in Isengard, dude. They
weren't ready.
Yeah, Treebeard just walked in there.
Y'all ain't ready for Treebird, dude.
This movie is, look, I've always said I'm not a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings movies, but you know what? This is the time, man. This is the time. I've come around. This is a 5-star film.
Good for you, Chadley. That's a real treat. That's a real treat for everybody listening.
I love this.
That eases a lot of people's minds now.
What if I give Return of the King a 2-star though?
You won't.
What if I turn around? I've always said that one's the best one.
If you think this one's a 5, then that one's a fucking 7.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk about Return of the King. What do you got this on the Chatsky scale?
Of course, I have them all at a 5.
Yeah.
I don't even have to
even
talk
Unexpected Journey, or do you not count that?
Hobbit movies you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, I don't count those.
Those movies were bad.
I'm saying the trilogy. I got them at 5s. Hobbit movies, I don't even consider those a piece of the lore.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, dude.
Except for that barrel race, I'll give that one a 5.
Yeah, I'll give. I won't give it a 5, but I sure won't give it a 1.
The barrel race, I'm giving a 5.
That barrel race one's actually pretty good. Desolation of
Smaug.
That movie's actually kind of good. But
boy, that first one's a 2-star shit though.
That's pretty generous, but we'll talk. I have to do a rewatch on it. It's been a few. I saw it in theaters, right?
Yeah.
In like what 20?
Same. I've only seen them all once.
Yeah. Hey, just make it one fucking movie.
I don't think it benefits from that too either, but two films would have been fine.
Yeah, two films would have been absolutely perfectly fine. Just cut out that third.
I mean, it still takes 12 hours if you actually read the book.
Read it
front to back.
Take the last 10.
It's a kid's book, but it's not that short.
Take that last 10 or the first 10 minutes of the third movie, staple it onto the second movie, and just scrap.
There you go. That's it.
Scrap the rest of the third movie. There's nothing going on.
Third movie does not matter.
They're just fighting an orc on top of an ice sculpture for an hour and a half. Like, so fucking long they do that in that movie. So yeah, that's that movie. Do we want to talk about Love, Simon Coming of Age?
Sure.
All right. So here's where I think you and I are going to differ today.
No shit. I absolutely don't get this movie.
However, I will say I am a really big sucker for coming of age movies. This is the shit that
I
love.
Crazy because I've seen a million coming of age movies, and this is like lowest of the tiers.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's the lowest? I think this one is great.
It's one of the most pleasant movies.
It's very pleasant.
For sure.
I think it's well plotted.
It's not, dude. This movie is for fucking straight people. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's not. It's like this is supposed to be a wholesome gay movie. No, it's about a fucking guy that gets blackmailed for being gay, and then at the end, it's just all these fucking straight people watching this fucking gay kid embarrass himself. That's the third act. It's honestly offensive to the gay community. I can't believe people are championing it. This is like a wholesome movie. And I also don't give a shit about any of the characters because they're all fucking assholes to this dude. Like, I like Simon, obviously.
Yeah, Simon is the character that you hold on to, and I think that character is good enough. And you know what? I'll cape Josh Duhamel. I like him in this movie. I think he's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
I think he's good. Jennifer Garner, I could do without. I think that would be fine.
No, actually, one of the only scenes I like is that Jennifer Garner scene
where she accepts that he's gay.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it is a good.
It's one of the only scenes I like in this movie.
Because
the rest of it's like there's like the flamboyant gay kid, and he's like, "Oh, I wish he wouldn't make it so easy." That's fucking offensive, dude. I understand that this movie is made by a gay man, but he made it for straight people to be like, oh, when I called that kid a fag in high school, that's okay because he's gonna have just a nice life. Everything's gonna end up fine.
Yeah, you know what? That's a shockingly good point.
Yeah,
it's a shockingly.
This is like gay movie for straight people. And
yeah, it is. It's really there to make the straight community feel better. However, I did speak with a friend of mine about this film, who is an out of the closet homosexual, and he said that he really liked it as well. But he said that he had similar problems. I was talking to him, and he said that I didn't like how at the end of the movie everyone just forgot about discrimination and was just like, "Oh, we like you now because you're gay."
It's too smooth, dude. Like that third act, like piffy. Wraps it up too well. I don't think he needs to meet Blue. I don't think he needs to meet him.
No, I don't think so either. I think he needs to be more comfortable with himself, and I think that
would have been fine. If I think no one could have showed up to that fucking Ferris wheel, and he could have just accepted it,
and he could have accepted the fact that all those people came to cheer him on.
A way better movie than what this is. This is like, I get that it's a John Hughes movie, but it's a bad John Hughes movie.
You know what? I like it. In fact, I like it a lot. I think it's piffy. It's really safe. Oh, it's safe, dude.
Yeah, and I can't get behind that. Really, like
it's simply
even for a coming of age movie, I'll take Edge of 17, Lady Bird, all of these.
I don't like that
way before this fucking movie.
I'm not a huge fan of Edge of 17, except for the scene where the guy fucks the girls at the petless store. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not huge on the Edge of 17.
It's a better movie though.
Yeah, I do like
it's a barely written movie.
I like Spectacular Now. Have you ever seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
That's one of my favorite fucking coming of age movies. That movie's really, really good. I think that we're in an age where our coming of age movies are going to be very similar in their concepts, but they're going to be more and more liberal as we move forward. Like even like Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Like, come on, like those dudes are fucking losers. Like, there's no reason we should have liked those characters as much as we did. Well, we do, but I mean a general audience.
Yeah.
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, by the way, is my favorite coming of age film.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a fucking awesome movie. Spectacular Now, also really good. I'm not huge on Edge of 17, and I
don't think that one's as good as Lady Bird or fucking Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Lady Bird is obviously like also a pinnacle of coming of age films.
Or even like fucking way back.
Way back. Yeah, way back is really good. Yeah, Sam Rockwell. I super like way back. But you know what? I think that this movie takes its time enough.
Graduate.
And what?
The Graduate.
Would you call that a coming of age movie?
Yes. That's literally the definition of a coming of age movie.
Coming of age. Do you think The Reader is a coming of age film? No, that's offensive. Don't answer that question. That's really offensive what I've just said.
What the fuck, Chadley? Well, even the ghost of Roger Ebert was fucking offended by that.
Do you think that the ghost of Roger Ebert jerks off to Boyhood, the movie? This is a perfect coming of age film.
This movie changed my life. It brought me back to my childhood. You were born in the 70s or maybe the 50s.
Fucking Roger Ebert, you pile of shit. But no, like honestly, I think I'll defend this movie because I also understand that it's not for everybody. I understand.
I just don't think I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's that good. Like
you know what? I really connected with that main character a lot. And at the end of the movie, I'm like, I might be gay. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I'm the fucking guy over here super gay. No, if you were gay, you would probably understand that this movie's offensive. Here's the one thing that I do think is sort of weird is that these two gay guys are talking to each other anonymously over email, and then turns out lucky for the viewer, turns out that the two gay guys end up just being the best looking guys in school. That's true. Yeah, of course these guys are fucking. Of course they're the best looking guys in school. Just pounding the fucking black dude's ass. Just pounding them. And I do think that's sort of bizarre because I think that's unrealistic. But I guess it's like the same way like you watch like I get F-17 and it's fine. It's certainly unoffensive. It's certainly unoffensive for people to watch. For the whole family to watch. It. You know, I really did. I gotta say, like I absolutely adored this film. I didn't care about any of the characters. And see, I think that might be the disconnect there because I did. Like I cared about him, and I really cared. Bad people. I cared about the other. He starts getting bullied, and they don't give a fuck. They in fact make fun of him. It's like they're bad people. That's true. That's a rough segment, really. Most of the people in this movie are bad people, but they all live in complete harmony most of the time. I think they're very rich and they don't care. Oh yeah, a lot of what happens. Ooh, just such a big house. I don't care either. Then if you don't people living in giant log cabins? You don't care? I don't care then. Yeah. So like, and I think that's a rough segment, but I think the reason that segment's in there is to show like it's not, being in this type of situation is this is what it's like. This is how horrific it is for these people. Okay, put more in then. Yeah. You can't just do one scene of it to make me hate those characters and then be like, that's just how it is. But they really didn't. That's how it is. They really didn't though, because there's the characters, the two bully characters who are sort of pestering the gay community for the entire film. Because there's the other gay character that they I'm not talking about those characters. I'm talking about his friends that don't do anything. Who don't stand up for him? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. That's kind of fucked up. Although to be fair, what he did was kind of fucked up too. Like the way he meddled with people's lives. Like it is kind of fucked up, and I could see how somebody would be upset with that. However, if my friend was just outed, not even came out, but was outed as gay, and people through a blackmail scheme, this movie's not fucking wholesome, dude. Yeah, it's not a wholesome movie. It's pleasant though. It's written in a pleasant manner. Certainly feels pleasant, but it's a trick. It's a fucking trick. It's absolutely horrific. It's too manipulative and too just like cheap. It's cheap. It's contrived. I agree, but I'll also admit that 100% I got manipulated by it, and I liked it a lot. Yeah, I give it a 5. I give it a fucking. I was gonna give it a 3, but I might give it a 2 now that we've talked it out. So I don't think it's very good. No, I'll give it a 3. Yeah, give it a 3. This movie is it's good. It's good, and I could see how somebody could give it a 3. It's not that good. Yeah, I could see how somebody could give it a 3. I had a really good time watching it though. Like I had a really good time watching it, and I think, and maybe it's because I'm an adult now and I'm gross, and I wish that I wasn't. It reminds me of a simpler time. But no, I like this movie a lot. I think it's great. All right, so that is Love, Simon. A 5 and a 3 for Love, Simon. Ooh, oh boy! All right, are you ready? Are you strapped in? You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Dude, Baby Grinch stars in Truth or Dare.
Oh my fucking God. Look, here's the thing. I saw the trailers for this and I'm like, ooh, that sure looks bad. But nothing could prepare me for this. Dude, Tao looks like a fucking masterpiece compared to this. So Truth or Dare. Ooh, sort of a Satan movie. Not really, but sort of.
Closer to a Satan movie than anything else.
Yeah, closer to a Satan movie than anything else, but it's just so far away from everything else ever. Because here's the thing, is that it's touted as a horror film. No scary though.
Yeah, there's zero scares in this movie.
There's nothing even like that could be considered remotely scary in it. Like,
well, it's because there's not any like cool deaths really.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's a big part of it.
Ooh, except for the guy who fucking cranks himself on the pool table. That's not bad. I'm not too mad at that.
You barely see anything though. There's no blood. Like it's not like Final Destination where like dudes' heads blow off.
It's like they wanted to make a horror movie made for 9-year-olds, and they're like, just make it PG.
Yeah,
just make it PG. We can make this movie for fucking 9 and 10-year-olds. So this movie is, first of all, fucking horrifically acted.
It's terrible, dude.
The movie has 8 main characters, and these 8 main characters are playing a game of truth or dare, and that they can never say no to a truth, and they can never say no to a dare, or they die. If they fail their truth or their dare, if they lie, or if they just fucking do the dare wrong, then they die. Oh my motherfucking God, this movie is so stupid.
I mean, that's an okay concept.
That's a fine concept. That's as good as the 13 Sins concept.
I think you can make a movie with that. But this just isn't the one that you should have made.
Here's what you don't do, though, okay? Because this movie is the most unintentionally fucking hilarious movie. This movie's whack, dude. It's really whack. It's unintentionally the most hilarious movie I've seen all year. And you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because every time somebody tells them to do a dare, they get this weird, fun, fucking Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch smile on their face that like goes all the way up their cheekbones, and it's supposed to be scary because they got the red eyes. Oh, it's supposed to be scary, but man, it just looks so fucking. It looks like bad Photoshop. It's like they're trying to Photoshop a person smiling.
I think they even say it in the movie. They're like, it looks like a Snapchat filter.
yeah, I think they do.
They literally say those words in the fucking movie,
yeah, because these people don't give a fuck about writing good content. They just want to make sure that there's dialogue that 10-year-olds will understand.
Dude, they keep talking about Snapchat in this fucking movie. And, it's like...
Snapchats for fun.
Oh, the dialogue is so fucking bad, dude. Like, people are dying left and right, and no one seems to care at all. No one cares. Keep dying.
But then the Asian guy dies, and it's like, suddenly, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world, and it's like, whoa.
But the other 4 people that died already.
Yeah, well, what about them? I don't care about them, I guess. It's so baffling because like they have these stupid teenager problems too, and the fact that their friends dying around them doesn't fucking suffocate your stupid teenage problems. Like, come on, are we fucking like? I'm looking right into the camera
where she gets dared to tell him about how she's cheating. She's cheating on the one guy.
Yeah, I was like, that's great.
And it's literally like. They care more about that than the 3 friends that have already died.
That's the only, I think, part of the movie that has any type of stakes.
Yeah.
Because like at that point, nobody else knows that the game is going on but this girl, Olivia. Okay. So
you know what's really crazy? There's all these side plots that are just about nothing. Like how like her dad killed herself or whatever.
Yeah. And then her dad, I love when she's looking at her phone and her dad evolves into Benedict Cumberbatch. Because like he doesn't just smile as well, his eyes get all fucking misplaced, and I'm like, why does he look like this? But yeah, there's like the side plot with her dad killing herself, which by the way, pretty much as soon as they said that, I'm like, her friend fucked the dad. That's what happened. Like it was really easy to see from a million miles away. Her friend fucked the dad.
But also who cares? Like why are all these all these side plots, like the fucking lady with no tongue but that does nothing?
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's not because like it seems like that's gonna be about something, and then guess what happens?
About nothing.
It's about nothing. And then there's that fucking weird looking Daniel Radcliffe looking motherfucker who's just there sometimes. Yeah. And there's like a part where they're like, oh, we know his real name now. All right, we're just gonna go to a warehouse. And it's like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
How do you find? They found him immediately. They found out his name, and they're like, all right, let's go. And then in the next scene, they're just in the same room and his name. And I'm like, What?
He doesn't got it. Yo, this is all like they're all looking at information on Facebook. This bitch ain't guy's address on Facebook. He's in an abandoned house.
Yeah, he's intentionally.
He's in an abandoned tower.
Maybe he had the fucking Snapchat map on.
He might have the Snapchat on because he's in an abandoned tower out here. All right.
No Tao left in here. No Gary Oldman.
It's the most Johnny Generico movie of all time.
It's Johnny Generico as fuck, but it's also extremely bad because no moment feels different from the last. Like every moment in this movie is like, all right, so they're playing a truth or dare again. That's really okay. And then like every time they get a truth or dare, I'm like, okay, the stakes are no different from the last truth or dare. It's no different.
Dude, I liked when that one guy tried to kill his dad though.
Dude, that was great. That was great. Oh, that's another plot that goes absolutely nowhere. Where the Asian kid is gay.
Oh yeah, who cares?
Yeah, and then he's like, I just came out to. They clearly state in the beginning of the movie that his dad's a homophobe, and then like, there's a part where he has to come out to his dad, like he gets to fucking dared to do that, and then it just cuts to the next scene, and he's like, I just came out to my dad.
Stuff.
Just came out to my dad, and they're like, oh, that's weird. Anyway, what are we working on here? Why does this movie exist, dude? Why does it exist? Like, it wouldn't be so bad if that goofy fucking face wasn't in the whole thing. This movie's silly, dude.
Well, and then they build up to that very last moment of the movie. I don't even know if you got to the end of the movie.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. What happens? What's the?
They fucking okay. We're gonna spoil it because who fucking cares?
What's the big reveal at the end of this fucking Black Mirror episode?
The big reveal is they put a fucking confession on YouTube and are like, truth or dare, and then by doing that, everybody who watches the YouTube gets added to the game so that fucking they don't have as many turns. They gotta wait for everybody to take a turn before it comes back to their turn, because they were gonna fucking seal it pot, fucking tongue,
put the tongue in the pot,
Spanish curse.
But it didn't work.
I don't know what that. Like I know what that was all about, but like nothing to do with the film.
But then immediately they're like, "There's no way to end the game."
Yeah. Oh, I also love that they're like, "Hey, Satan, truth or dare," and Satan's like, "Yeah, I'm not playing." Oh my god.
He's like, "Suck my dick, bitch."
He's like, I'm not gonna. But they called him something else. It was Satan, but they called him something. It's like hijinks or something like that. They're like, "Hey, hijinks," and he's like, "Don't call me that for sure. Don't call me that." Then there's that other side plot of the other girl that lit the people on fire, and that's also about nothing.
No, that's to get the name of the guy.
Oh, right. To figure out where that guy is. Yeah, that sort of is about something, but also could have been way shorter. Man, this movie is an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, so it's long.
Fucking just cut off 30 minutes of it. Make it as long as a Leprechaun film, dude. Make it fucking 65 minutes. I don't give a shit.
That's feature length.
And like they don't start playing Truth or Dare till like 40 minutes.
If you're as long as Dumbo, you're feature length.
Yeah, that's true. That movie's like 48 minutes.
65 minutes.
Is it 65?
65. That's
really
feature length.
It's really fucking short. But it is like pretty crazy how much happens before they actually start playing Truth or Dare. Like there's like this whole subplot. I thought the whole movie was going to take place in Mexico because the first fucking half hour is in Mexico and they don't do anything. Yeah, this movie is just. This movie's fucking just horrific, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking really bad.
This movie's fucking horrific. If you ever get the chance to see this movie, I wildly recommend against it, dude. This is
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse's maybe worst film ever, and they've made some bad movies.
What did you do, Blumhouse?
What have you done? Their fucking legacy's done now. It's tarnished. I'll never trust.
They've made a lot of shitty movies though, so it's not that weird.
But this movie, like, I don't think you understand how much I hate this movie.
No, I don't, because you've not really said anything about it. So I like you're not really conveying it to the audience very well, or me.
Oh, okay.
I get that you don't like it. I get that.
I'm gonna look right into the camera. This movie's bad.
Okay.
Characters are bad.
That clears a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that clears up. Movie is bad. For sure, never fucking see this movie. This is a half star. This is a half star on the Chansky scale.
Yeah, whatever. I just don't care.
You just
don't watch it.
Trailer trash.
Oh, yeah?
I'm really pissed, dude. I'm really riled up.
What's that?
Fucking, they released a trailer for Goosebumps 2. And it's something, it's called Haunted House or something like that, which is like,
Goosebumps.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Look, I like the first Goosebumps a lot. You know why I like the first Goosebumps a lot? Jack Black's real entertaining.
I liked when they fucking deleted that video off YouTube when we talked about it the first time. The first one.
Yeah. When they deleted our fucking Goosebumps and we had to re-record our Goosebumps review.
Yeah, I liked when they did that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks YouTube. Also, thanks for striking our fucking videos, you fucks.
Yeah, taking you to fucking court. Well, not YouTube, that company that striked us. Fuck them.
Motherfuckers. But so Goosebumps 2, they got the new trailer out, and it's like the fat kid from It is in it.
Oh yeah.
But guess who's not in it? Oh, are you watching the trailer right now?
Well, don't worry what I'm doing.
It's very loud. Your microphone's right there.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, but the thing that pisses me off, I mean, it looks more of the same. It's like Goofy Monsters, R.L. Stein's books get open up and Goofy Monsters crawl out, but it's the same monsters.
Where is R.L.
Stein? Didn't we burn the books in the first movie? But all right, whatever. They find a secret new book that has all the characters in it for some fucking reason.
Well, R.L. Stein was a bad writer, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that is true. R.L. Stein was a bad writer. But my biggest problem is that what I like so much about Goosebumps is fucking Jack Black. And apparently he's too busy doing Jumanji 2 to be up in this bitch.
Those are scenes from the first movie.
Is there scenes from the first movie?
When they're in the fucking ice rink with the monkey? Why is this in trailer?
Did we just copy and paste the first film and just take out Jack Black and put Fat Kid from It?
I guess.
Yeah. Oh, and what's the name of that fucking kid with the big teeth? What's that
Barnes?
kid from the first movie?
I don't remember.
Dude, he's got fucking real big teeth, dude. He's gross. I'm hoping that it's. Oh, I hope that Ghost Girl is back in this one.
This looks bad, dude.
It does, right? It does, which is crazy because when
keep showing shit from the first movie.
I don't know if you recall, but when we did trailer trash for Goosebumps 1, we had the opposite reaction. We were like, "This movie looks fucking great," and we were right because that movie's a lot of fun. It's not. I mean, it's not great. It's a 3-star, but it's fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. That second one doesn't even look like it's gonna be that fun. It looks like it's gonna be the same motherfucking movie, and I'm not interested. I don't want to see that movie because like the shit about that movie that I don't like is the teenage shit, and it looks like they're doing only that in the sequel.
Well, I just don't like this thing that everything has to be Stranger Things or It now. Like,
yeah, hey,
what are we doing here?
We got other kids. There's other kids that act.
I mean, like, why does it have to be like the ragtag kid misfit movies? Like,
it is because of Stranger Things. Like, it really is because of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I know, but like, why?
Because some Netflix executive jerked off to Stand By Me and was like, "Oh, we gotta make this film."
Stand By Me.
They're like, "We'd like to make Stand By Me, but with Satan," which is a good call.
God damn, dude. God.
I like that first season of Stranger Things. Second season,
I didn't even watch it. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
It's a little iffier. It's definitely a little iffier. It's fine, but it's iffier.
I like the first season enough.
There is a really great episode in season 2 that I've completely come around on, where fucking Bobby Millie Brown just goes to Chicago and joins like a drug gang, and that's like,
oh my fucking god! I watched this Netflix series, this German Netflix series called Dark, and it was like Stranger Things but very good.
I've heard that's good, actually. Yeah.
So yeah, if you're into German shit,
have you seen that Ozark with Jason Bateman?
No, I would never.
I want somebody to tell me it's good so I can watch it, but I will not watch it without a recommendation.
I would never watch a Jason Bateman show.
I refuse to watch anything with Jason Bateman. That's not Arrested Development.
Oh, I won't even watch that. I didn't. Yeah. I would refuse to watch the new season.
Or The Gift. But The Gift is more. That's the Joel Edgerton show. Let's be real.
I absolutely refuse to watch any more Arrested Development. Why? Why do I need to watch?
New season is super bad, so don't worry about that. The new season is super bad.
The season before that was also super bad, so it's like you lost me at this
You know
point.
what? I kind of liked the season before that, but I understand
fucking
it's not
didn't.
Great. I know.
You liked it because you like Arrested Development. It's fucking garbage, dude.
No, you might be right. You might have me, dude. My opinions are often quite flawed.
This guy's out here not even bringing any valid arguments. He's just like saying shit.
Yeah, I really don't. Hey, do you want to? Let's go get a beer. I want to go get a beer and fucking lunch or something. Yeah. So that's the end of the pod.
Okay.
That's the end of the pod. Next week. Oh, it's Action Week.
Oh, action, boys.
I'm sorry, we got Ben Bateman, Andrew Guy in the house because it's Action Week, baby.
Oh shit.
We're talking.
Hail Satan, hail Guy.
Hail Satan and hail Guy. We are talking Skyscraper.
Oh, baby.
Dwayne The Rock Du Bois DeJohnson.
We also got some branded content.
Branded content. Is Is that branded content I smell, Buck?
Been a while.
Oh, it reeks of branded content. We have early press passes to go see The Equalizer 2.
Now that all the big summer blockbusters over, they're letting us go to movies again, apparently.
Remember our review for The Equalizer? Yeah, I bet you it's gonna be just as good.
It's not gonna be worse.
It's certainly not gonna be worse. I hope they don't have scenes where they're just zooming in on people's tattoos again in this one, but I think I'd still be into it if it was. Dude, we should do a rewatch on Equalizer real quick.
Wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't hate the idea.
And then we are watching, what's the other one? Gringo?
Gringotts.
No. Oh, wait, what?
Gringotts.
Gringo.
Yeah.
Gringo. That movie's gonna be a lot of fun. That's an action comedy crime movie about
I don't think that's gonna be fun.
Moving drugs. It's only an hour 50 though, so even if it's bad, it won't waste that much. It'll still waste your time, but not that much.
Still pretty long. Could be 90.
Could be a tight 90. And then we are gonna finish off our Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Oh, thank God.
Lord of the Rings.
Like they take a lot out of me, dude.
Yeah, I know they take a lot out of you, but the problem is that the Hobbit ones are no better. They're also really long.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they're also really long, and the unfortunate thing is those ones.
I actually have to watch those because I don't have those ones memorized.
Yeah, you absolutely do have to watch them. And the problem with the Hobbit movies is that like they don't even look good. They look worse than Lord of the Rings, which is buffaloing to me. No, but did you say no?
No, they don't. They look worse because he tried to do something different.
Yeah,
but you shouldn't do that.
I'm sorry, are you trying to James Cameron this bitch? Are you trying to James Cameron up in this house? Change cinema? Don't do that.
Peter Jackson, you fell from grace, my dude.
To Peter Jackson,
you could have been the greatest director of all time.
Yeah, what happened?
And he only made 3 movies. Well, he also made Brain Dead, which is awesome.
Yeah, Brain Dead's fucking really good, man. But so that's
he's the executive producing Mortal Engines. You've seen Mortal Engines?
No, isn't that it's Mortal Instruments?
Nope, it's called Mortal Engines, about these giant houses that walk around. It's coming out in December. We're seeing that movie for sure. How
many of those houses does Gary Oldman play?
I don't know, all of them. I'm gonna make you watch a Mortal Engines trailer, but that'll be in a bit. See you guys next week. Follow me on Twitter @LastCoolDude.
Follow me on Twitter @Shadley the movie and tune in. I'm really excited. Oh yeah, Movie Epidemic on Instagram. You can follow us. We're gonna be posting pictures of us at Skyscraper today and tagging The Rock.
Oh, somebody's in the chat room are saying, "Hey, hello, what's your favorite movie?"
What's my favorite movie? Oh, my favorite movie is 2001: A Space Odyssey, but also Buck Leduc's favorite movie is Freddy Got Fingered.
Mr. Wayne 007.
Mr. Wayne 007. That's shout out to the boy in the chat who asked us what our favorite movie is.